So the president ordered the Department of Justice to get rid of the entire database as it relates to police misconduct. And they did it. Who does that help? Who does that help? Whose groceries does that make cheaper? Whose price of gas does that decrease? Whose housing becomes more affordable? Whose cost of living is able to be sustained on a 9-to-5 job in any state now? Whose life does that make better? No one's. The answer is it helps no one. What it does is it demonstrates how one individual who wants to put himself above the law and rewrite the law and determine what the law is and is not is now trying to make it so that other individuals are also above the law. Did y'all think he was joking when he said he wants to give all police immunity? Innocent people don't need immunity, one, but two, why would you then put police officers above the law when they should be the ones protecting and serving? And if they do something that rises to the level of misconduct, they should be held accountable for their actions. But now you had the entire database of police misconduct erased. Who does that help? How does that benefit anyone?
Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across this on my FYP and I decided to share because it's actually very important thing, okay, for everyone to know. I found out that a lot of people in my comment section keep saying that they don't always get the news, okay, because they're not always on TikTok or other places to, find out some of these things. So each time I say some of this compilation, I just make them for you to be updated, right? So I saw this particular video where people were talking about how Trump ordered for them to remove or delete all the database of the those police officers who had misconduct and all of that. So he ordered for them to be deleted, and a lot of people are not finding it funny. People are coming out and like, for all the Black Lives Matters, everything that was said, everything that people have gone through, all the thing. I saw a woman who was talking about how people that looks like me actually fought for this, and all of a sudden he's taking it away, okay? And in the comment section, I saw a lot of people say a lot of things, and I was like, you know what, I just have to bring this to you guys, okay, so that everybody will get updated and be ready for whatever thing that is going to happen or for the future. In case anything happens, you just have to get ready for anything at all, right? And I saw a video of a guy who was talking about that it's time to leave. It's time to leave the US. He doesn't feel safe anymore, okay, being someone who looks like me. Anyway, guys, let me just let these videos roll. Then we come back and talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and please do want to subscribe to my channel.
Donald Trump lost the election in 2020, and despite the 4-year temper tantrum he threw, he ultimately was forced to accept that he lost, and then he spent 4 years planning his way back. And now in present time, the people who don't support Donald Trump, we all need to accept that we lost. And we need to spend however much time planning and acting to make our way back. This is serious. This is very serious, okay? What just happened is they fired 2 senior officers in the military, very high positions of power, and they just let them go. But that same administration is telling you that they're going to implement a system based on merit. All hiring and positions will be given based on merit. But the people who have all the merit and qualifications and experience to do the job accurately, the job they've already been doing, they fire them. And you don't ask yourself, why is that? I thought it was all about merit. We're so sick of DEI and this inclusion and putting unqualified people in these positions just to fill a race quota. We're so tired of that. So then why go and fire those senior officers in the military? Why would we do that? Why would we do that? The same man who said he wants the same kind of generals that Hitler had, meaning that when Hitler told the generals to facilitate rounding up all these Jews and killing them inhumanely and unjustly, the generals that just get on board with that, Donald Trump wants those same kind of generals. And then he fires the 2 people he fired and installs people that have proven loyalty to him. You don't see the similarities there. You don't see the gravity and the danger of this. There's still an index that exists outside of the federal law that keeps track of misconduct within the police force. But the Justice Department deleted the database that tracks police misconduct. Federal police, it tracks misconduct, and they deleted it. And he's talking about full immunity for police officers so they can do their job. And he tweeted, "He who saves his country breaks no law." And he kicks out the generals that he feels won't perform like Hitler's generals and installs people that are loyal to him. And even though his nominations are nowhere near qualified to do the job, and there is a mountain of questionable things that they have said and done that could jeopardize both the American people and the national security, they get confirmed anyway. Why do you think that is? We lost. We lost. They are setting it up to where they could very well in 2028 just be like, yeah, we're going to stay here and you can go through the military if you want your democracy back. And if you think there aren't generals and soldiers in our current U.S. military that wouldn't happily follow that order, you really need to wake the fuck up. We lost. We didn't just lose an election, people. We lost the country. Like, wake up. So I know you're in denial. I know you're in denial. I know it's scary. Do you think the people that fled countries as they were losing their democracy and they are yet to get it back all these years later, do you think that they just happily accepted it? No. It probably took a lot of pain and sadness to look at the country they were born in and grew up in and says, damn, how the fuck did this get overthrown by a dictator? Russia is massive, bro. And Putin has been in charge of that bitch for a very long time. And do you think that's by the choice of the people? Come on. Come on, bro. The second part of this video is important, so please, please, please pay attention. This is what we're up against, okay? Two things, okay? One video I saw yesterday was that whole hearing or meeting that went down in Georgia. I forget his name. Let me look it up real quick. That Republican congressman for Georgia, McCormick. What is his fucking first name? Sorry. Rich McCormick, right? So they had this meeting or this hearing or whatever in Roswell, Georgia, and the people were yelling at him because he's misrepresenting them. And the whole time they're voicing their grievances with him, he has this weird like smirk on his face, right? And what I noticed in the video, out of everything I could touch on, but what I noticed in that video to one of his responses is pay attention to this, please, okay? In his response, I don't even think he meant to say this, but he said, whether you like it or not, I'm the closest thing that you have to a representative that can then speak to the White House. And that's what caught my ear, whether you like it or not. You're in a fucking elected position. That's heavily dependent on if we like it or not. But they have gotten so comfortable with doing whatever the fuck they want and misrepresenting the people that voted for them that he has the audacity to get on there and say, hey, whether y'all like it or not, I'm the representative. That's not somebody that wants to represent you. That's somebody that has their own agenda. And regardless of how upset the people are about it, they say, hey, whether you like it or not. Again, please pay attention. This is what also caught my eye. And this is why so many people fall for it and go along with the MAGA support. Rich McCormick went on to say that he supports minimizing the federal government because it used to be where the federal government was 1/3 of a state's funding and then the other 2/3 was state's funding. And he says that he wants to continue to minimize the federal government so that the people have a more trustworthy and a more effective local government because they now have more power because the federal government has been downsized. But here's the thing. Just before he gave that explanation, right? Because that sounds like a good thing, right? Oh yeah, the federal government oversteps, give the power back to the states so the people that voted for the representatives to represent them, they can actually go and see these people in person as local. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like a good thing. But it takes a crumb of critical thinking and look at how this shit applies to the real world to see the bullshit behind it. Because what he said essentially is that if you minimize the federal government, it's a positive thing because then state and local governments have more power and you have a quicker access to them. So now you'll be more accurately representative or you'll be more accurately represented. You get what I'm saying? But that's fucking stupid because just before he went on that explanation, he also said, whether you like it or not, I'm your representative. So don't try to preach to me about how you need more power to accurately represent us when you just said, no, whether we like it or not, you're our representative, so you're going to do whatever you want. Do you see how when you apply their bullshit to the real world, it doesn't track? Like, what do you mean? If we have the federal government that's so tiny and minuscule to where all the power is at the states, like one of Dean's examples, okay, if Alabama wants to have fucking slavery, And they have more power than the federal government. Why would they listen to the federal government telling them that slavery is fucking illegal? That's why the federal government needs power. That's why the federal government needs more money than y'all. That's why federal funding, when you pull it away, it needs to be a negative. So when motherfuckers try to, I don't know, bring back slavery or any type of inhumanity, there are consequences and ways to fucking stop it. Did y'all forget about the Civil War? And you're talking about giving power back to the states? Wake up! Okay, I've got like a minute left, and this last one is a really important touch point, so still, stay with me. So this Byron Donalds guy who's, I think, about to run for the governor of Florida or whatever, but I saw a video of him, and he's defining critical race theory, and I think he defined it accurately, but then he went on to say that it should only be taught at the graduate level because it's a complex idea, it's a complex lesson, and people in the K through 12 area just shouldn't be exposed to that complex of an idea. So they'll say that critical race theory is way too complex to be taught to people at the K through 12 level, even though there's no active curriculum that readily involves that at the K through 12 level. They're making an issue that's not really a thing. But here's the thing, that's too complex. But y'all want to put Bibles in public schools like religion is just some simple concept to grasp? Let me tell you something. If a third grader can understand that 8 times 4 is 32, they can understand that slavery was bad. And you don't discriminate people based off the color of their skin. That's not a complex thing to grasp. What the fuck?
The next step is a secret and private police force for Donald Trump. He's going to build his own Gestapo. Donald Trump is going to he's going to commission his own Gestapo. I'm not anyone, see, it's just patterns, right? Pattern recognition. Anyone who has been following me since 2023 when I started making content on TikTok. I started making content around September 2023 was when I made a TikTok account. If you've been following me since then, if you notice, I would say at least 70% of the predictions I make when it comes to politics come true. 70% of the shit that I say comes true. I'm not a prophet. It's not, it's literally pattern recognition. You just learn. I'm a student of history. I like to learn. I'm a nerdy shit. I'm the kid that literally skipped school to go to a fucking library and read. That's how dumb I was. Everybody else was skipping school to go party and fuck. I was skipping school to go to libraries. I'm a dumb fucking kid. But I like to learn. I'm a student of history, and I'm telling you, if it's not the next thing he'll do, within the next three big announcements that Trump will make, one of them will be a private secret police for Donald Trump. Once that is done, I don't care if I have to rob anyone, I'm getting the fuck out of this country. Once that's done, I'm gonna start to pack my shit. Once that's announced, within 6 months, I'm out of this country. I have to. Yeah, I don't understand. You guys do not understand what is unfolding. I swear to God. Do you understand that President Zelensky of Ukraine has come out and suggested that Europe should create an army to defend themselves against America? I haven't made a video about that, but look that up. Zelensky of Ukraine has suggested that Europe create an army, a European army, to defend against Trump. That same Trump has deleted the next step is a private military, is a private secret police force. Trump will build his own Gestapo. Watch and see.
With this latest development, a lot of Americans are like, you know what, we're not staying in this country anymore if all of this escalates. How can you order for the removal of police misconduct? People that have actually, done some things to people, or that looks like me, or people have had some sort of misconduct or the other, and you're asking for them to be removed. So some people are not thinking that this is a way for them to have the power or the ability to bring back these people into the force, for them to start working back again. That if you delete this thing, there's no way people will be able to know if this police officer is supposed to be here or not, because now they will be out. They will be able to come in. There's no traces of them. There's no archives, no database to really find out if they have the right to be in the force, or if they had any sort of misconduct before now. So people are like, you know what, it's time to go. All this while, a lot of people have been planning to leave the US, and they've been looking for different ways to leave, right? I've done some of this video here while some people immediately Trump took office, a lot of people were like, in fact, before he took office, people were like, if he wins, that they're going to be leaving the US. And when he won, a lot of persons left. A lot of people are still looking for places to go. I did a video here some time ago, and somebody said in the comment section that if not for finances, she and her family would have left. right? A lot of people are looking for ways to live because of some of the policies that are coming up does not suit them, sort of, right? A lot of them feel that they're no longer safe, or it does not suit them. These policies are not for them. It does not have them at heart. So a lot of them are scared of some of the things that is going to be happening in nearest future. With all these policies that are coming up, they're not like, are you sure that people that looks like me are supposed to be here, right? So they are not looking for ways like, you know what, we can't even bother. The other guy talked about what has that even contributed to the economy? Is it food? Does it reduce the price of food? Does it reduce the price of housing? What exactly has it contributed? Because even when you check it, you find out that it's not going to contribute nothing. Why are you removing database of people who has had some sort of misconduct in the past, right? And they're like, what exactly is this particular order going to benefit the American people? What will it benefit them? At what point will they draw the line and say, okay, at this point, I think you're doing best for us. This is going to benefit us in a way. But now, people are like, it doesn't add anything. We're still buying the food in the same price, with the same price that we buy it before now. We're still paying outrageous amounts for housing. Insurance is going up the roof. So people are like, it doesn't change anything, right? Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment. Let's just have that conversation. What do you think about this particular order that has been passed? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, okay? And please do want to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.